Good morning, it's Wednesday. Came back, I'm here back for my videos. Today is part 2 of domain and range. I'm gonna redo what the video was saying yesterday. I didn't get to really enjoy it, and I'm assuming you guys didn't enjoy it as well. So let's talk about this. First couple things to start off with. How am I gonna know which is X and Y? I have an easy trick. Dr. XY. So that tells me my domain is my X values, range is my Y values. Okay. Next, discrete and continuous. Discrete is disconnected graphs, which are basically just points. So disconnected graphs, just points, and my answer are sets, which is in brackets, something like this, where we put numbers in with a nice, beautiful parentheses bracket type of looking thing. Continuous are connected graphs, which are just lines, and the answers use, here comes a number, a symbol, less than or equal to, X or Y, symbol, this is or, and then my number at the end. So we need to make sure we know our inequalities. Okay. Please write that down. Make sure you know the difference between domain and range. Make sure you know it's the Dr. XY, discrete and continuous. We're going to do 3 examples fairly quickly. So if you need to pause the video just to understand what's happening, please do so. Still wet. All right. Example 1. First, let's write out what we should remember. Quick notes. Open circle is less than, and then closed circle less than equal to. Of course, there are times where you're going to use the greater than or the greater equal to, but for the most part, it's going to be less than. Okay? Okay, so first example. Let's say we have a graph, y-axis, x-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. I'm excited going back to campus. I don't have to use this board that much anymore, ladies and gentlemen. And let's say we have a point right here, point right here, point right here, and another point over here. Okay, so let's say I want to know my domain. Now, is this discrete or continuous? Am I looking at points or lines? Obviously, I'm looking at points, so this is a discrete graph. Look back to the notes or earlier in the video, discrete means my answers are in brackets. So, for my domain, bracket. How do I know what to put? I look at these values, and since we're talking about domain from Dr. XY, We need to look at the x. So you can do yourself a favor. You can erase the y-axis and then just look at the numbers, or you could just draw lines with a different color or highlighter and see where it lands up. So, and you're always going from left to right. Boom, 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 boom. Left to right, let's count these numbers. This is a -4. This is -2, +1, +4. There's my domain, range. Still in brackets. I'm gonna use black here. Range is talking about my y, so let's look at my y. Here we're going from the bottom to the top. So where's my bottom point? This one. Next one is this one, then this one, then this one. And we just go bottom to top. So right here I have a +1. Next one is 2. Next one is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So there's your example for discrete. It's pretty straightforward. You gotta make sure you're labeling. Of course, myself, I didn't put the numbers. Hey, but if you need to put the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, do so. But I know for the test and for some problems, we're not going to give you um, the graph label. So get used to doing the numbers on your own. Okay, next example. Obviously, we just did a discrete graph, so now we're going to do a continuous graph. It's going to be pretty straightforward. Pretty straightforward. But of course, since this is a continuous graph, I'm going to do it right here so I can do all my work right here. Y-axis, x-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So for continuous graphs, we have these circles. Right here, I just drew an open circle, so we should be able to see what that is. And then we could possibly have a closed circle. I don't think that's high enough, sorry. Will it look okay? I don't think so. Something's better than nothing. Closed circle, so open to close. Some type of continuous graph. It's just a line. So we know this is continuous because it's connected. Don't forget your Dr. XY. And then we have blank, a symbol. Oh, I should have put domain first, sorry. Domain. We have blank, a symbol, X, a symbol, blank. These blanks are pretty numbers. Let's do this in blue. So for domain, we're looking at my X. We go with the points. So right here's a point. My x-axis is right here. Tells me that's -1, 2, 3, 4, -4. Now, because it's an open circle, I must use the less than, not greater. Greater is not being used unless it's the next example. So right here, don't touch the greater. Okay, next. Closed circle, less than equal to, and then the number for that closed circle, which is 3. Run it again if you need some more practice. Okay, so we got range, Dr. XY. That tells me blank. This is Y because it's range. Blank. Remember the symbols go in between. We went left to right. Now we're going bottom to top. Doing it in red. Point bottom is right there. -2. Open circle less than. Close circle less than equal to. And then my top number is +2. And that's the example for continuous. Now, before I move on, just in case, let's say, because I know on some of the Kahoot problems, there's going to be a circle. So let's imagine that this doesn't exist. Let's say we just have a random circle. It's not a beautiful circle, right? But because I'm trying to just make it look okay. But just box it in. So the top part's right here, bottom part's right here. Left to right. And there's your box. This is your x values, y values, y values. So just box it in if it's a shape like that. Okay, last problem. Remember, if you need help, please come to tutoring hours. I know the popular time is 1:30, so just be careful. If there's other people in there, just wait your turn. Just let me know you're there, and I'll get to you as soon as possible. Okay. Last example. I'm running out of marker ink. That's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do 2 lines. No, let's just do one at a time. That's fine. Do close circle. And this point does not end. So we have an arrow. We have a different type of situation here. Okay. So when you have an arrow, this is a continuous function. When you have an arrow, make sure you write arrow, a little star. My domain, it stays the same. So domain Dr. XY. Domain is X. So I'm still going to use the X, but because it's an arrow, I gotta just do X is blank. Symbol and then blank. Takes away the other side because we no longer have 2 points to hold on to. And then we discuss it. If I already erase this Y, and I'm looking just at the x-axis, first let's do the number, sorry. So that's 2. Where is the arrow going? Is it going towards the positives or the negatives? Hopefully you can see that this arrow is kind of going this way, going in this direction. So it's going toward the positives, so the numbers are getting bigger. So since the numbers are getting bigger and it's a closed circle, I use greater or equal to. So x is greater or equal to. That's the only time that you have to use the greater than sign. Other than that, if it's 2 points, boom, use less than. Okay, let's look at the range. Should use a different number. That's okay. So we got the y value something blank. Right there, so we're going to use 2. Again, where's the arrow pointing? Is it going towards positive greater numbers or it's coming down towards the negatives? Looks like it's going up, so it's going to the positive. This is greater or equal to. Last example, just so that we kind of know what is going on with. Oh no, two more examples. Two more examples. Let's do another one of the same kind. Let's do it right here. Open circle. It's coming downwards. Domain is red. Okay, so we have x something blank. So that tells me look at the x-axis. -2. Open circle. Oh, but first let's check. Where's the arrow going? It's going in this direction. So in regards to x, are the numbers getting bigger or are they getting smaller? They're getting bigger. Less than because it's an open circle. Range. My y blank something. All right, here's +1. Here, it's going down, right? It's going towards the negative numbers in y. So because it's going down, yes, gotta say that this is less. So y is less than 1 because it's going towards the negatives. Okay, one last example, and then we're going to be good to go. Okay. So you're going to have certain situations where you see a parabola. What does that mean? So parabola, so it looks something like this. Two arrows. Not the most beautiful arrows, but these arrows are going forever and ever. Okay, the domain. Sir, there's no stopping the domain in the x values because we have arrows going on forever and ever. You might say, sir, we could put a point right here, but that's not regarding to the x, that's talking about the y. So because I have two arrows going on forever and ever for my domain, this is all real numbers. That means it's touching every single x value for this graph. For my range, that's something else. We just made a point, so now we can work with the points because it's arrows, so I know it's y blank. So we just look at the y. So I see a point right here, 1, 2, 3. And since these arrows are going down and it's a closed circle, it's going to be less than or equal to since it's going down. Okay. I know this video wasn't the best. Domain range is one of the hardest topics, so just try your best. If you have any questions, come to my tutoring hours, 1:30 or 7:15. Thank you.